And you will now barrel tune in. Tune in.
You know what it is.
My opinions are facts podcast.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Good afternoon, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to another edition of My Opinions Are Facts. Pretty sure yesterday, all my picks hit except for one, Brandon Rook. But other than that, we had a pretty good day yesterday. I should say, NBA, that was like no brainers for real. Especially that Heat game. Whew. I don't know about them, but they got a lot to fix, like Bam already said. So we're gonna see how that works out. The Warriors definitely had a nice thriller last night. Steph wasn't at his best, but that's why you have Jimmy Buckets. You know, he made that happen. Buddy Hield, Pajemski, all them guys helped, for that victory. And yeah, I think they might took all the confidence out of the Rockets. So we'll see what happens on the next game. But I'm gonna hit the NBA first because of 4 games. Get that out the way, then move right to the MLB. So first game we got, of course, we got the Bucks without Dame Dollar. Man, that was I don't know what he's gonna do with his future, but I know Giannis is gonna probably head up out of there. Yeah, he already brought him a chip, so he did what he could for that organization. So I don't blame him for leaving anyway, because I'm pretty sure he just wants more than one. But going with that, Bucks versus the Pacers. The spread tonight is plus 7.5. They're giving the Bucks. This one I took a quick two parlay. I didn't get a winner, but pretty sure the Pacers will win. But there really ain't too much value in that, especially the way they've been, beating them down. Look, yeah, the money line 350. So you got it in a parlay if you want to. But with me tonight, I think Giannis is going to ball out because this might be his last game in Milwaukee, and more likely definitely last. To me, I think it's the last game in the series, but might be his last game in Milwaukee. So with that one, I'm going with the PRA 53 plus. He's going to do everything he can to try to keep it close and maybe pull out a victory, but I highly doubt that. There's too much with the Pacers, and the bench is just too lethal for them to keep up with. So yeah, I got Giannis PRA 53 plus, and for the Pacers, I just took 10.5 assists for Tyrese. They might beat him to the point where they might sit a little early, but we'll see what happens with that. But you could parlay those two with the win on the money line for the Pacers, and there you have it with that one. Next game we got one of the feisty, better games of. Although, yeah, it's 3-1, but trust and believe it definitely. Every game, damn near came to the wire. It just Detroit don't got the refs on their side, and it's tough in the playoffs. If you don't got that going for you with the calls and stuff, then what can you do? You can't beat the rest when it's close. So it's always important to try to get a big lead. And Detroit, they had them but blew them, and I know it's a struggle for them guys. But here we go with tonight. Plus 5.5. They're giving the Pistons tonight. Over and under total score 213.5. With this one, I think Durant, for me, he's going to go off, and he's going to Jalen Durant from the Pistons. I got him for a double-double. I think he's really just going to, because this might be their last game. So I think they're going to go all out. So I have him doing that. And I got Cade Cunningham for over an assist, because he's going to have to do it all. He might pull a triple-double tonight. But I got that too right there. And I like the over 213.5. I like the over on that. I think, because like I said, this is either their last game or they're going to try to get one more, which I highly doubt. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of scoring. Brunson, Cage probably going to get 30 apiece more likely. But we see how that goes. What's going on? What's up, Lex Tank? Appreciate you joining. Chris Cuz Money Line. I'll get to that in a second. I got 2 more NBA games. We're going to write the base spots. Want to knock these out the box. But Pistons and Knicks, like I said, I got the over 213 total score. I got Jalen Durant from the Pistons double-double, and I got the I got the Pistons Cade Cunningham over 9.5 assists. Like I said, they're going to ball out because it's do or die every game from here on out. So I think they're going to play it close as they can. So that's my prediction for that. Next one we got Orlando, another one facing elimination tonight against the Celtics. Drew Holiday's out for sure. Jaylen Brown is game time decision. They haven't said nothing yet. I looked again, didn't see no change since then. But 11.5 plus are giving Orlando tonight. Over total scores 198.5. And you see how these games are going. It's been either low score, they just blow them out and barely been hitting 200. So yeah, this one right here is simple. I got the Celtics win. I think they do what Cleveland did to the Heat last night. Orlando Balls, they try to keep it close, but I think the last game they snatched a little bit of confidence they had left in them. So I like the spread 11, and also I like Tatum with 3 threes, and I got Derek White over 4.5 assists. I think that's definitely a guaranteed parlay for me. I think it's going to hit for sure. I'm too confident in that one. So that's what I got with that one. Boston 11 on the spread. Tatum with 3 threes, and I got Derek White with over 4.5 assists. Last game of the night, another good one. Like, this is a really tough series right here. Clippers and Nuggets. Spreads plus 1.5. They're giving the Nuggets tonight over total 208.5. And these two teams been battling. Every game went over that anyway, besides game 2 or game 3, I should say. But yeah, this one right here, it's topsy turvy. I went player props to this one. It's too tough to pick a winner. So I'm going with the Clippers. I'm going Kawhi getting 3 threes tonight. He had 4 game 1 and game 2, and he fell off a little bit. Game 3 and bounced back again game 4. So I think it's going to be 2.5 for him. As far as 3 threes, I got Joker getting a triple double because he's everything. He's everything the team needs and been doing for how long. But Zubac really been doing his best what he could against him because Joker's like unguardable. But Zubac, yeah, I give him his props, man. And if I would add another one you might look into, Zubac probably getting 20 points tonight because they're going to need everything they can out of him too. And although it's the toughest spot to score him, but Joker does so much on defense where he has nothing left or on offense. He has nothing left on defense, and it's hard when you got to deal with Kawhi, Powell, and James, and you just don't know which way to go. You're not going to double down low. So I think he gets a couple good looks and putbacks, rebounds, offense rebounds. I think he had, was it 8 I seen last game? So yeah, them easy putbacks and whatnot. I like that one too. I won't be take Zubac, try for actually get a plus value for 18 points. They're going to need it if they're going to beat the Nuggets tonight. So that's what I got for that game. Kawhi over 2.5 threes, triple double for Joker, and I'll shoot my shot and say Zubac with 13 points, or I'm sorry, 18 points. That's what I got for the NBA. How you feel about the Pacers Celtics money line? Oh yeah, for sure, but there's no value in that one unless you put, well, if you just want to win to get a win, Zach. Yeah, that's for sure money line. Celtics, they're definitely going to put them away because they can't let Withface get too much rest over them, Cleveland. So they got to put this game away tonight. Pacers put it away. There's no Dame. Like I said, Giannis going to do whatever he can. It's going to be close, but I don't think he's going to cut it. There's just too much firepower come off the bench for the Pacers. So yeah, I don't see why you go with that. But yeah, lean heavy if you're doing the money line to make a couple bucks off of that. But yeah, wrap it up with the NBA. We got a lot of MLB coming up. Full slate today. Everybody's on the mound. Pull it up for you guys real quick. Get to our first game, and it's going to be Cleveland and the Twins. Now, this one right here, I don't know what happened with Cleveland. I mean, they had a good, what was it? I think they beat Boston last, and after that, was just, the bats was not working for nothing. Super nothing. The Twins is hot right now, 4-1 in the last 5 games. On the mound today, we got for the Twins, Chris Paddock. He's 0-3 on the season. ERA is 6.45. The whip is 1.61. Facing off against Tanner Bibby. 2-2 on the season. 5.19 is the ERA. The whip is 1.46. There's definitely a heavy lean on Cleveland today. People believe they're going to snap out of this cold spell they're in. I don't know. It's hard to say. Now, with me, being I don't know when it comes to games like this, I'm going with Steve Kwan getting 2 bases. He definitely he hit the last 4 games. He had a hit. Actually, 2 games he had 2 hits, and the last 2 games he had a hit, but he's able to get a double out of one of them. So, yeah, I like Steve Kwan for 2 bases on that one. Yeah, I think they're picking Cleveland just because there's no way they feel they can fall to losing 4 straight, especially with Tanner Bibby on the mound. But that's what I'm going with there. Like I said, Chris Paddock, he's 0-3 on the season, so that's another reason why it's a lean, but you never know. Today could be his first victory the way Cleveland looks right now. So, but my read on that one is going to be Steve Kwan plus 2 bases. To the next game, we got the Yankees facing the Orioles, and yeah, this right here is gonna be pretty decent. Like I said, it should be a lot of offense. I'm predicting 7-7 Yankees are on the road. Orioles is even 500, 6-6 at home. On the mound for the teams today, we got Carlos Rodon, the lefty from the Yankees, 3-3 on the season. ERA is 3.50. WHIP is 1.06 going against Kyle Gibson, who has no data, so I have no read for him. What he can do this season. It was a close game yesterday. It was a 3-4, I believe. For that game, the Orioles pulled that one out, but heavy lean on the Yankees today, especially with a guy who hasn't pitched yet. So they believe they're going to be able to take advantage of that, which I see them doing too. Yeah, so my leans, I'm taking on the Yankees over, or Yankees run line 1.5. I think they give this guy right here some problems. They get things going, and I was looking also 2-3-2 in the last 5 games, and Orioles just finally snapped their 3-game losing streak, but that was against Detroit. So, I mean, what could you expect out of that? So, they beat the Yankees yesterday, but I think the Yankees come back with a vengeance today. Take advantage of the pitcher throwing his first game. So I got run line for the Yankees for sure. How you feel? Oh, my bad. I think I'm a little behind on everything. Yeah, my fault. Cubs money line, get to that game yet. I'm get to that here in a second. Next game we got. Let me get to that real quick, guys. We got the Cubs facing off against my Pirates. Man, just think they had to go. They just left LA getting beat down by the Dodgers. Now they got to face the number 3 team in the MLB rankings. Good luck to them. But, I'm always going to root for Pirates no matter what. 6-7 at home for them this year. 8-5 for the Cubs on the road. We got them out today. Oh, boy. That's going to be bad. Shout out to Imanaga. Sorry, I was messing his name up. But, yeah, it's like a nightmare when you see this guy. 3.18 ERA, and the whip is 1.09 face off against Andrew Heaney. 2-1 on the season also. 1.72 is the ERA, and the whip is 0.77. Yeah, sound like great pitching, doesn't it? From him, and we might get a good game. Could this be our upset of the day? I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't see it. It's just too tough. Just leaving from one powerhouse and going to another one. It's gonna be tough for Pittsburgh. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm taking the Cubs 1.5 on the run line. I just think it becomes too much, especially when they gotta go to the bullpen, and the Pirates just look so bad. That bullpen just horrible. But yeah, 1.5 for the Cubs. Yeah, I would even get, if you want to parlay, you can say Kyle Tucker with 2 bases. I think they get going, especially like in the 4th inning, and from there it just takes right on off. So 1.5 run line for the Cubs. To the next game, we got St. Louis versus the Reds. Reds are smoking hot right now. I don't think they're going to crack the top 10 MLB rankings, but they're on the way there. So I went on the mound today. We got Miles McCollum from the St. Louis Cardinals. He's 0-2 on the season. ERA 5.70 with the whip of 1.52 facing off against Brady Singer. 4-0 on the season, 3.62 the ERA, and the whip is 1.13. I told you, yeah, the Reds, man, their pitching staff is good. I like their pitching staff. One of the better ones, like I said. Of course, they won yesterday, 3-1. Heavy lean on Cincinnati, like I'm thinking also too myself. But I hate when I see this 0-2 and 4-0. It's like, this is gonna be a game. And it's a 5-game winning streak. This is where things get scary because see, the 5-game winning streak of the Reds, they beat the Rockies 3 times in the Marlins. So there's like no validation. There's really no that's not a valuable 5-game winning streak to me. So the Cardinals are just as bad, but I don't know. Them are a tricky one. So I went with the under. Because when it comes to stuff like that, sometimes you gotta look outside the numbers and just realize, like, is that 5-game winning streak really valid? I don't think so. Yeah, they're playing against the Cardinals, but they're better than the Rockies and the Marlins. So, but I like the under 9.5 for that game right there. That's how I'm looking at that one. I really, that's the best look, the best read I can get out of it, because you really don't want to test the winning streaks like that. Now, if they play against the Rockies again or whatnot, yeah, but yeah, nah, not with this one. Under 9.5, I'm taking for the total runs of the teams. Next game we got coming up. Excuse me. Pull it up. Kansas City Royals and the Rays. 2 other hot teams too. By the way, these teams are definitely on the upscale. Tampa Bay Rays. Now, this 5-game winning streak has some validation. Let me tell you. Rays, they swept the Padres and they beat the Diamondbacks twice. That's no, you can't get more valid than that on a 5-game winning streak. But the Royals are 4-1, and they had some valid wins too against the Astros. So you know what I mean. I definitely give that validation also. You got, like I said, you got two hot teams on the mound today. And the pitchers are Michael Lorenzen, 2-3 on the season, ERA 3.90. The was 1.45. Facing off against Taj Bradley, 2-1 on the season, 5.08 is the ERA. The WHIP is 1.38. Sounds some pretty decent pitching there, but like I said, I'm leaning more towards the Rays because their 5-game winning streak are just top teams in the MLB. So yeah, I like the Rays on that one. I took them on the money line. Like I said, the Royals, yeah, they're 4-1, but when you're beating teams like the Rockies stuff, really ain't much for me to go by at all. So, or my bad, they beat the Astros. They beat the Rockies twice in the meantime too. But like I said, Rays, I think they take it to 6-0 or 6-game winning streak. Sorry about that. I think they take it to 6 games. I like the Tampa Bay Rays money line. To the next game, we got scroll it over, and then we got the Boston Red Sox, who I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they might pick it up here after All-Star break, whatever they want to do. But right now, they're not looking too much that good. They're going against the Blue Jays today. +1.5 the run line is for the Blue Jays. And we got on the mound Garrett Crochet, the lefty from Boston, 2-2 on the season, 1.95 ERA. The WHIP is 1.05. Facing against Bowden Francis, who is 2-3 on the season, ERA 3.58. The WHIP is 1.19. Like I said, heavy leaning on Boston. Why wouldn't it be? I mean, although they did face off twice this year, or no, actually 4 times this year. Blue Jays are 3-1 so far in the series. Leading up to that, but like I said, right now, Blue Jays 1-4 right now, and 2-3 is Boston, but they picked up 2 against Cleveland, who Cleveland's sliding down anyway. So you know they caught them on a bad stride. Actually, this one right here, I just took the over. You know, they're playing in Toronto, so they're going. You know, weather really ain't gonna be too much of a factor. So I like to get over 7.5 total runs between both teams. I'm rocking with that one. But you guys looking for a winner? Everybody's leaning towards Boston, of course. They have, like I said, Blue Jays are 1-4, so they might slide for another loss. But yeah, the over for that one, I think the bats is gonna be hitting pretty good for both sides of the team. So I like that one. Next game we got Arizona versus the Mets. This should be a goodie right here. It's definitely gonna be a pretty good game. Mets still got the best home record in the league, 12-1, and they're going against the Diamondbacks. Like I said, +1.5 the run line is for the Diamondbacks. Pitching today we got for the Diamondbacks, Eduardo Rodriguez, 1-2 on the season. ERA is 4.40. The WHIP is 1.29. And David Peterson, 1-1 on the season. ERA is 3.29. The WHIP is 1.43. Yeah, like I said, with this one, I like the Mets. Actually, I'll parlay this one if you wanted to. Diamondbacks are sneaky good. Oh yeah, they are for sure, for sure. But I think the Mets make a stand today at home, and that's what I like. I like the Mets money line, and I like the total runs between both teams over 8.5. That's what I like today. Money line Mets and the over 8.5. I like that one. I'm definitely locking in with that parlay right there. So I'm going with that. But yeah, you say the Diamondbacks are definitely sneaky good. But I think after a while, let me see, Kittle Marte coming back. When is he coming? He'll be back May 2nd. So that's one of their key hitters. And man, you know, that guy gets on bases too. So I know they can't wait to get him back. But yeah, that's the read I got on that one. Next game we got Milwaukee versus Chicago White Sox. The Brewers can use a win today. Can be a nice start for them to get their winning streak back. Like I said, they was 1-4 in the last 4 games. White Sox 2-3. So they're like everybody else. You like, man, what should I do? Well, if you want value, you have to take the run line 2.5. So -2.5 is the run line right now. So you rarely see that in baseball. I mean, other than the Dodgers, other than nobody has a -2.5 run line. But I'm going with that with the Brewers. I think they get it going. Pitch on the mound today for both teams. Freddie Peralta, 2-2 on the season. ERA is 2.43 with the WHIP of 1.08. Facing off against Bryce Wilson. First game of the season that he's pitching. ERA is 4.30. WHIP is 1.84. Signed some decent pitching, but I think Churro and them guys get their hits in. I think Christian Yelich might get a homer. If you look for a homer parlay, which I really don't do too much, but yeah, I can see one of them guys getting a homer. But yeah, I like the Brewers -2.5 run line against the Chicago White Sox. To the next game, we got the A's versus the Rangers. This one right here, and it's crazy because yesterday on my pod, Lex take 1.5 now. Oh, they dropped that down. I still like 2.5 because that 2.5 gonna get you some good value, and less you got to pick for a parlay. Less teams or plays you got to pick for a parlay. But yeah, if this right here, the A's and Rangers, I would have had a nice hit yesterday. But and I said it during my broadcast. I said, hey, I would take the A's on the on the money line because they're looking real good on the road. And I took Rooker to get 2 hits. Didn't happen, but it is what it is. Today, we got on the mound for the A's, Jacob Lopez. He's a lefty. First game pitching this season. 1.85 is the whip for him. And Jacob DeGrom is 0-1 on the season. ERA 3.33. The whip is 1.07. You know they're heavy leaning on the Rangers for this one. I mean, why wouldn't you? But surprisingly, the A's are actually 4-1 right now in the last 5 games. Yeah, they can never kill my pride. Yeah. Yeah, it was bad, man. But yeah, the A's are actually 4-1 last 5 games. That's definitely rare. So rare for them, man. Yeah, and the Rangers are number 9 in the MLB top 10 power ranking, but they dropped 3 straight. They're 1-4 in the last 5 games. I see today, there's no doubt they will probably get this win, but I took the under. Neither team has been scoring a lot. I mean, yeah, today's probably the worst of the pitching, but I still got the under 8.5, no matter what these guys are not scoring. So I'm rocking with that one for sure. But if you like the A's again, I wouldn't blame you because, like I said, they're actually looking good in the month of April. Rangers went out home with DeGrom. Yeah, that's why I say I like that one if you pick that, but I like the under because you never know. The A's might be different than what we thought they would be. I never thought they'd be 9-5 on the road right now. I expect them to be way worse. With the Rangers 10-4 at home, yeah, they get it done today. I don't see it no different. Next game, we got Detroit Tigers facing the Astros. This is definitely another good one right here. Astros 10-6 at home, and 5-8 are the Tigers on the road. Pitch today for both teams. We have Reese Olson for the Tigers, 3-1 on the season, 3.29 ERA. The whip is 1.24. Going against Ryan Gusto, also 3-1. ERA 2.78. The whip is 1.10. Yeah, this one right here, I like the Astros. I think they pick it up and get things going on the right track. Yeah, Detroit, yeah, they're 4-1, but I think this might be the time where they just take their little tank. You know, it happens sometimes during the season. Baseball's all about streaks. So 3-2 Houston is like I said, they beat KC, definitely team to hold value, and that's good validation to have. And then, like I said, they beat Detroit yesterday, of course. I think they get it done again. They take it to a 3-game winning streak. I like the Astros money line. Next game we got, slide it over. We got my Braves. I won't say my Braves, but I do like them. Always had some love for the Braves. But going against the Rockies, of course, so you know how that's looking. The Braves haven't decided on a pitcher yet, so I don't know who's going to be on the mound. I still didn't see nothing. Facing off against German Marquez, who's 0-4 in the season. ERA is 9.30. The whip is 2.02. Heavy lean on the definitely heavy lean on the Braves. This is a game where it gets funny. You can kind of tease that money line up to the 2. I mean, I would say, yeah, you can tease up the run line -2. But what I took is the boy's back. Albies is back. I'll take it for 2 bases. He always used to get that for me last year. Him and Azuna, them guys were so good for it. So that's my play today. Money line for the Braves. Like I said, you could tease that run line up to -2 if you want. But if you're parlaying like I'm going to do, I would go Braves money line and Albies to get 2 bases. I like that play for them, and they get the job done again against the Rockies. Although it was shaky at first yesterday, it was 2-2 for the longest, and they kind of broke out that shell and got it going. Next game we have the Angels versus the Mariners. Mariners, like I said, another good team. I don't know, just the picture today just kind of scary for me. But they're 4-1 in the last 5 games, 1-4 the Angels. They just took a little dip. I don't know why and how, but sometimes when your bats don't work, man, that's how it goes in MLB. On the mound for the Angels, Jack Kokowitz, Kochanowicz, my bad. He's 1-3 on the season, ERA 5.47. The whip is 1.48. Face off against Bryce Miller, who I don't know. I thought he would be better than this, but he's 1-3 on the season. ERA 4.21. The whip is 1.44. That's another game right here. I took the Mariners 1.5. I don't think the Angels can snap out of that slump right now. The bats are, like I said, just not working for them. You look at their last few games. God, they got shut out twice. Most runs they scored was 4. No, I don't see it for them. I think they're really slumping all bad. Although the Twins are hot right now, but I like the Mariners. They got 4-1. Yeah, they beat the Marlins twice. I know, but hey, they beat Boston twice too. Also, drop one to the Marlins. But Mariners, I got them today 1.5 run line. I think they get the job done. Let me see the weather real quick. The weather there tonight is going to be perfect out there in Seattle. A little chilly, but still perfect. I mean, pitching time when they get there is going to be 59 degrees, so that should be a fair day, sunshine. But I like the Mariners -1.5 on the run line. Next game we got probably I think the game of the night: Giants versus the Padres. Man, the Padres. Wow, I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Yeah, Arias is still hurt. I don't know. They just went cold. 1-4 the last 4 games, although they did lose everything to Tampa Bay, who really, like I said, they're gonna move up in the power rankings this week. But I can see that happening. Excuse me. The Giants are 4-1 in the last 5 games. They had valid wins. They beat the Rangers twice. Beat Milwaukee twice, dropped one to the Rangers. But this game right here, we got on the mound 2 aces. Logan Webb 3-1 on the season. ERA is 1.98. The WHIP is 1.10. Facing off against Nick Pivetta 4-1 on the season, 1.20 the ERA. The WHIP is 0.77. And this one they got to lean on the Padres because they just think they're going to snap out this losing streak. I mean, they will have to. That's what you're hoping for. So that's why I think the lean's over them. But the over under on the total runs is 6.5. Why? Because like I said, the Padres are not scoring not nothing. And with these 2 type pitchers right here, yeah, you want to lean over because you think this would be a 3-4 type game. That's what I'm expecting too. So I took the over also because I can see it being 3-4 once the 5th, 6th innings start to get around that bullpen. They start digging to the bullpen. So that's why I like with that one over 6.5 for the Giants and Padres. Last game of the night, we have the Marlins versus the Dodgers. And that was a close game last night. Close call for the Dodgers because they was up, I think, 4-0, and Marlins just started catching a stride. But heavy lean, of course, for the Dodgers today. On the mound for the Marlins is Sandy Alcantara, 2-2 on the season. ERA is 6.56 with the WHIP of 1.33. Dodgers have not decided on a pitcher yet. I didn't see no update, so that's to be determined. I took the -1.5 run line. I don't think it's going to be close again tonight. I think the Dodgers should win this one easily. I think the bats get going. I can see Hernandez getting a homer out the deal. I can see Ohtani finally getting a homer again. Pick himself back up. He's been not doing too good lately. Edmund actually hold it down for the Dodgers. So let's see if Ohtani can go back to the promise that that he can bring to the team for that back-to-back Yanks Cubs money line. Yeah, I like the Cubs money line. My bad. Yeah, I like the Yankees today in the money line. See Crown. I don't know your name, so I'm gonna go call you Crown. I see that happening right there. But yeah, for that last game, like I said, 1.5 run line for the Dodgers. They get it done tonight. They play no games. I can see a homer coming out of Hernandez, and probably Ohtani can get a homer tonight. But I like that right there. So yeah, that wraps up all the games for the NBA to the MLB. So if you missed anything from my TikTok fans out there, you can go on 223ENT. My opinions are facts. You can get the whole entire recap. I did it early enough for you guys, so you have enough time to sort through and mesh together what parlays you want and use for tonight. So like I said, choose wisely. Let's get it. Let's run it back. Let's get some more money tonight. Let's make this a good week. So that's what it's all about. Make it a good week. About to sign off right now. It's me, sincerely yours, Izzy. He gets busy. I'll see you guys again tomorrow with more MLB action and NBA action. Till next time, peace.